Hey everyone, my name is Josh, and welcome back to your fourth stimulus package and news update. We have a lot of news to get into in today's video, but first, if you would like to receive 2 free stocks from Webull, valued up to $2,300, make sure to claim them by clicking my link, which you will find in the description box below. Okay, so it was a crazy night last night, with House Democrats hoping to get a vote in on the Build Back Better bill, but House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy holding up the vote for well over 8 hours. That's right, at exactly 4:46 a.m., McCarthy set a new record for the longest House floor speech at well over 8 hours. Previously, a fan favorite, Nancy Pelosi held the record for her speech back in 2018 at 8 hours and 7 minutes. This is when she was calling for Republicans to vote on immigration reform. On Twitter, the House Minority Leader tweeted, "Democrats are headed to bed for the night, but I'm not talking to them. I'm talking directly to the American people." He also said, "Democrats have left the Capitol for the night. If they think I'm going to stop, I'm not. It's too important for the American people to know what's in this socialist spending scam." Also, what we have before us isn't a social spending bill, it's a pathway to socialism. In other tweets, he said, "Washington Democrats not only want you to pay more in taxes, they also want to spy on what you spend your money on." This bill hires an army of 87,000 new IRS agents, doubling the size of the agency. That's larger than the population of the president's hometown of Scranton. In an image he posted, he depicted that if you spend as little as $28 per day, the 87,000 new IRS agents would then be able to spy on your bank account. And I have to say, he actually does make a good point here. Wealthy Americans have the best CPAs and accountants in the world to fight audits by the IRS. Low and middle class Americans, well, a lot of us are left with using online software like TurboTax, or if we have accountants, they're certainly not the best in the world. McCarthy also posted a picture of Nancy Pelosi, calling her a lame duck speaker, and then asking the question, do other Democrats want this to be the culmination of their careers also? Finally, he said, every page of the Democrats' socialist spending scam will be paid for by, or borrowed from you, America's hardworking taxpayers. This is the single most reckless and irresponsible spending bill in our nation's history. In response to McCarthy's record-breaking speech, Nancy Pelosi by calling it a temper tantrum. Her office also began fact-checking some of the things said during his speech. In one instance, McCarthy said Americans don't want to lower prescription drug prices. However, Pelosi's office says 88% of Americans support Build Back Better's measures to cut prescription drug prices. McCarthy also said Americans don't want to lower the healthcare cost. Democrats know they do. 84% of Americans support Build Back Better's provisions to lower health insurance premiums. McCarthy also said Americans don't want paid family leave. Democrats know they do. 73% of Americans support Build Back Better's funding for paid family leave. Now, this is a measure that's most likely going to be stripped once it reaches the Senate, being that Joe Manchin does not have support for it. McCarthy also said Americans don't want to create clean energy jobs and fight climate change. Democrats, once again, know they do. 72% of Americans support Build Back Better's creation of clean energy jobs to combat climate change. McCarthy then said that Americans don't support universal pre-K. Democrats know they do. 67% of Americans support Build Back Better's funding for universal pre-K. Now, in the comment section below, let me know if you support these things or if you do not support these things. Finally, it says House Democrats are preparing to pass landmark legislation to lower costs, fight inflation, and make big corporations and the wealthiest pay their fair share. But McCarthy is welcome to keep getting facts wrong on the House floor. As the speech continued on for a couple of hours longer, the speaker left another message saying, "We're glad we're not the only ones who can't follow Minority Leader McCarthy's meandering rant that has nothing to do with the Build Back Better Act." Tonight, Kevin McCarthy previewed Republicans' very best attacks against the deficit-reducing, inflation-crushing Build Back Better Act. As he hopefully approaches the end, we're all left wondering, does Kevin McCarthy know where he is right now? Now, by the time we get around to uploading this video, the House may have already ended up passing the bill. At 8 a.m. this morning, representatives are supposed to return to their chamber, where Pelosi will then have a short speech, or at least we expect for it to be less than McCarthy's. Then, following her speech, there should be a vote for the final passage of Build Back Better, which we do expect to pass, considering that Democrats do have a majority in the House. From there, the House and the Senate will go home for the recess, having all of next week off, and then returning to Washington the week after that. Of course, even after the House passes the bill this morning, it still has a long way to go. Once the bill reaches the Senate, however the bill is now, it's going to change quite a bit. This is because the bill as is, crafted by House Democrats, is not going to be acceptable to Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. So while this is going to be a huge win for Nancy Pelosi getting this bill passed through her chamber, they still have a long way to go. Some other drama that took place yesterday was over the passage of the National Defense Authorization Act. This is because a few different Republican senators were upset that their amendments would not be taken up for the bill, so because of that, decided to hold up the final passage. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer criticized the Republicans for holding up the bill. Watch.
So, Madam President, Democrats have been working in good faith for several days, actually for several months really, to pass this defense legislation. The bill before us was produced through a bipartisan committee process and included the input of at least 3/5 of senators from both sides of the aisle. It's unfortunate that we cannot move forward tonight. Yesterday, we agreed to delay the initial cloture vote after the Armed Services Committee's ranking member requested more time to work on a manager's package to include even more input from members. The manager's package now includes 57 amendments, 27 from Republicans, 27 from Democrats, and 3 bipartisan amendments. Further, we just proposed votes on 18 amendments, 3 of which are bipartisan and 8 of which are Republican-led amendments. We could start voting on them tonight, but unfortunately the other side won't agree, or some on the other side won't agree. Democrats have demonstrated all year that we're more than willing to work on good faith on amendments here on the floor. This year, more amendments have received roll call votes than during any of the past 4 years. Members on both sides want to get this done, so these delays are unfortunate. There is no good reason to keep delaying. We should move the process forward.
So we can't expect the Senate to come back again today for a vote on the motion to proceed to the bill. Then cloture is expected to be filed on both the substitute amendment and the underlying defense bill. That vote won't take place until the Monday after Thanksgiving, when the Senate returns from their 1-week recess. From there, they'll also be taking up the House-passed Build Back Better Act, where again, we should see many changes taking place. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Again, if you would like to receive a couple free stocks from Webull, make sure to quickly claim them by clicking my link, which you will find in the description box below. To receive the first free stock, you will need to fully open an account. Then to receive the second free stock, which will be valued all the way up to $2,000, you'll need to make a qualifying deposit of at least $5. And even if you aren't all that interested in investing or continuing to invest at this point in time, you can always sell the free stocks you receive and transfer that money, however much they're worth, right back to your bank account. So free stocks or free money is completely up to you. So once again, I hope everyone has a great and safe rest of their day. If you did enjoy the content in today's video and you found it helpful, I would greatly appreciate if you would give this video a like, a big thumbs up. That does help out with the YouTube algorithm. And until next time, as always, I hope you have a great weekend ahead, and I'll see you in the next video.